time I met Shama, I was completely besotted with her beauty and persona. Welcome, Shama and James. It's an honor for me to have both of you on my show, Rosalind's Front Row.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such a beautiful intro.
Hope, Shama, life is going hunky dory for both of you.
I feel like life never goes hunky dory. That's just an illusion. There's so much that goes on behind all this hunky dory face that we have. But yes, all I can say is we are grateful for everything that life has given us, and it has also taught us the ability to go through it.
You have started your career at a very nubile age. So, what was it like? What was the journey like?
If I remember, when I started, I was a child. I was literally like 12, 13 years old, a teenage girl, and it was very confusing for me in the beginning. So it was my father's choice for me to become an actor because I was really good at acting as a child, and I used to love watching Bollywood movies, and we had our own cable in the whole city that we are a part of, that we were born. It's a small place called Makarana in Rajasthan. So at that time, people didn't have much in their lives. They didn't have a TV. We had the means to have TV, and then my father had a whole. My grandfather was very well to do, so he was very, very popular there, and because of him, we were very popular there. Because I was the first child in the family, so everybody just gave me too much love, and so my father had an electronic center, like how you have nowadays. You have Kohinoor, you have Vijay Sales in Mumbai, they're very popular. Like that, my father had it, and he called it Shama something. He kept it with my name, and because I was the first child in the family, and I was the first girl child in 4 decades. My grandfather never had a daughter. His father never had a daughter. Nobody had a daughter in 4 decades. So they were very, very. I think I was just too pampered, and my entire family was crazy about Bollywood. And so my father had this electronic center, so he brought cable TV, which was very new in the whole city. My father was very futuristic, and he used to think about how he can improve the lives of people over there. And so a lot of people wanted him in politics, but he never, unfortunately, went for some reason. Maybe he didn't like the field, but he was all for people. And so he brought in this cable TV, and I used to be the one who used to put movies for everyone. So I was that person कि वो गांव में छतें नहीं होती है छोटी छोटी, वहां से पीछे से अरे आवाज नहीं आ रही, हमारे एंटीना को थोड़ा इधर घुमाओ थोड़ा. So I used to be that person, and they say हाँ चाची अभी आवाज आई क्या. So I've lived those moments. And then I would see कि अच्छा सारे बच्चों को दिख रहा है कि नहीं, सारे बुजुर्गों को दिख रहा है कि नहीं, तो थोड़ी आवाज बढ़ा दो, थोड़ा आवाज कम करो. So we had that TV on our terrace, and the whole village used to watch it. So I've been fortunate enough to gotten to live a life like that. And since I had seen so many Bollywood movies, because I was playing them again and again, I actually had a lot of scenes memorized. And so if somebody missed the movie, then they used to come to me, and then they used to say Shama हमारे लिए acting करके दिखाएगी पूरा movie. And I actually used to remember the whole movie. I used to play every part. I used to play the villain, the hero, everything in the movie. And so my father saw this from a very young age, and he was like, she's really, really talented. And he wanted to be an actor. And his father didn't allow him.
Okay.
And so when he saw an opportunity with me, when he shifted to Mumbai, he met a lot of film industry people. He was into Marvel business. So he ended up meeting Rajendra Kumar Saab and like very, very big people at the time who Shah Rukh Khan Saab, unke ghar pe Marvel my father has worked. Sridevi ji, unke ghar pe jo Green Acres mein unka ghar tha, there he gave Marvel. So he was meeting all these prominent personalities, and he was being called to many parties and events. And so he came and told us first time, and I remember I laughed so hard. And my father, I said, what makes you think I can be a star? I was very young. And I had a very pally relationship with my father. Like we were like friends. And I said, what makes you think? And he's like, what makes you think you can't?
That's true.
I was like, I think mom, dad's gone cuckoo in his head. What does he even think? Like, I was a child when he said that. He said, no, you see, you will become a big star one day. So this was my thing. It became my thing to be an actor because my father wanted me to be an actor. And so I started very, very young.
So it was like reliving his dream.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, it's actually that.
You have been born
Yeah.
and you have been brought up in a very progressive family.
Yes.
Yes.
Protected, but progressive.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So, like you are one of the first actresses over here who was really vociferous about addressing mental health issues. So, what do you have to say about this mental, anything addressing to my audience you want to say pertaining to this mental health disorder? How to overcome this, actually?
So when I was going through it, the one thing that really confused me was if I narrated my symptoms to any of my friends or anybody, you know, people who have traveled the world, people who are rich, poor, whatever, any sector, anybody, they just didn't understand what was happening to me. And I felt very lonely in that journey because I felt like, oh my God, my best of people, my closest people can't understand what I'm saying. Like, they just can't seem to fathom that somebody can cry for hours. That somebody who's so bubbly, so full of life, one day want to give up on her life. That somebody uh, who's always been so responsible now doesn't want to take responsibility of her own life also. So whenever I narrated that to people, nobody seemed to have a clue. All they would say is, "तू घर पे मत बैठ, चल बाहर आ जा, चलो बाहर निकलो." जैसे कि डांस करने से या बाहर निकलने से कुछ हो जाएगा, कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. And I tried that. It's not like I didn't try it. I did try that. The more I tried, the more I failed. And I failed miserably. And I felt so lonely and so misunderstood or not understood at all in that journey, that when I went through it after, and I did give up on my life. And
Really?
I did try to commit suicide, and I was saved. My family came to know at the right time. They took me to the hospital. They took all the poison out, so I was saved. When I came back, I kept asking God, "Why did you bring me back?" Because like I had a pact with God. Even though all the things were very miserable for me, I had a very strong connect with God from childhood. I was a very lonely child because in my family I was the eldest. All my cousins and everybody is much smaller than I am, much younger, and I was very protected. See, I was the only daughter in the family, and so entire family was all male. You know, everybody's just trying to protect me.